Hello viewers, welcome to EduTube, your school support educational channel where you can learn and relearn everything. In this series, 50 Commandments in English Language, we dive deep into the essential rules and tips to improve your English proficiency. Whether you are a student, a teacher, or just a native or non-native speaker looking to refine your English skills and comprehensively understand the grammatical technicalities of the language, you are in the right place. Before we delve into today's lesson, if you are new to this channel or you are a returning viewer who has yet to subscribe to our channel, please kindly click on the subscription button below this video to get notified of more academic lessons like this. And if you are a returning subscriber, that means you are a returning viewer who has subscribed already. We say a big thank you for your love and support. I'll see you in a moment. Welcome back. So in our previous lesson, we stopped at commandment number 6 for this series. Okay, so but today we are going to introduce 2 more commandments, which is commandment number 7 and commandment 8. Now, without any further ado, what does commandment number 7 say? Commandment 7 says that only the anomalous verbs could precede or come before being, B-E-E-N. Again, commandment 7 says that only the anomalous verbs could come before being. As usual, let's try and demystify and analyze the context of this commandment. Okay, so the first keyword we need to take note of is the anomalous verbs. We've already talked about anomalous verbs in our previous video, but for a quick recap, anomalous verbs are deviating verbs and they include has, have, and had. Those are anomalous verbs. So only this category of verbs could precede or come before being, which is B-E-E-N, being. Mind you, being is a past participle form of be. Is a past participle form of be. So whenever you are going to make use of being, you must make sure that you precede it with an anomalous verb. Okay, so an example. Let's go straight to an example to clarify that. Okay, the first example we have says that the man has been rewarded for his heroic action. The man has been rewarded for his heroic action. Okay, look at the anomalous verb there, has, and then it comes before being, has been. Okay, to be outrightly wrong to say has been rewarded, has been rewarded. That will be wrong. In our subsequent videos after this, we are also going to talk about a commandment that is focused on being as well. Okay, but for today, our focus is on being. So only has must come before being. So the man has been rewarded for his heroic action. So the anomalous verb that comes after being there is has. They have been warned several times by the principal. They have been warned several times by the principal. Conforming to the commandment, you could see that have comes before what? Being. So it would be wrong to put any other verb before what? Being. Okay, before being there. Okay, so they have been warned several times by the principal. So any verb other than anomalous verb will not suit well or will not fit well in the gap for you. Okay, will be outrightly wrong to be used for that situation. Okay, so they have been warned several times by the principal. And then another example we have is it had been a long time since we convened. It had been a long time since we convened. That means it had been a long time since we gathered together. Okay, so had is an anomalous verb, the past tense of both has and have. Okay, and then it precedes been, B-E-E-N, been. It had been a long time since we convened. So for these 3 examples, you will take note, or you will notice by yourself that if you try to fit in other verbs there, verbs like is, verbs like are, verbs like where, you are going to make a blunder of your expression. For example, the first example that we mentioned says that the man has been rewarded for his heroic action. If I try to put was there, or if I try to put he is there, the man is being rewarded. That would be so wrong. The man is being rewarded would be so wrong. So the right thing to say is the man has been rewarded for his heroic action. So that is that about commandment number 7. Now commandment number 8 says that the forms of verbs that could succeed or come after being are the present participle and the past participle. So we are still within the context of being, the usage of being, the appropriate usage of being. So commandments number 7 and 8 basically talk about the usage, the appropriate usage of being. Okay, so commandment 8 says again, the forms of verbs that could succeed. Succeed means come after. The forms of verbs that could come after being are the present participles and the past participle. So in these commandments now, the keywords or the keywords we are meant to look at there, that we meant to analyze there, is present participle alone, because we've already analyzed what past participles are in the previous lessons or in the previous videos. Okay, so what are present participle? Present participles, they are verb forms that end in ing. They are verb forms that end in ing. Just like past participle is a verb form, present participle is also a verb form. But this kind of verb forms, they end in ing. Try not to confuse it with gerunds. Try not to confuse it with gerunds. We talked about gerunds in our previous lesson also. If you don't know what gerunds are, check our previous lesson, or you click on the end screen that will show at the end of this video to see the commandment or which commandment we've analyzed gerunds in. That should be around commandments 3 or 4. Okay, so present participle, again, they are verb forms that end in ing. For example, sing, singing, dance, dancing, play, playing, talk, talking, and many other. As long as you add ing to it, they make a present participle verb. Okay, so the commandment says that the forms of verbs that succeed or come after being are the present participle and the past participle. So let's take an example for elucidation sake. Okay, so the teacher has been warning the boys since morning. The teacher has been warning the boys since morning. Okay, you can see we have has there preceding been, and that buttresses the commandment number 7 that only anomalous verb must come before being. So the teacher has been warning. So warning is a present participle of warn, which is the base form or the infinitive form, warn, and then when you add ing, it becomes the present participle, warning. So the principal has been warning the boys since morning. It would be totally wrong to say that the principal has been warned the boys. The principal has been warned the boys. Okay, the principal has been warned the boys. That would be wrong. Okay, so the teacher has been warned the boys. So the right thing to say is the teacher has been warning the boys since morning. Okay, so example 2 says that the principal has been addressing the student for hours. The principal has been addressing the student for hours. If we take away the object, which is the student, in this context now, address could be used in the past participle. We could say the principal has been addressed. The principal has been addressed. So that would be a passive voice, meaning that it is a principal that was addressed. But in this situation, it is a principal that is addressing the student. So that is why address there will be wrong to be used. So the right thing to use is addressing, the present participle of address. So the principal has been addressing, the present participle. So the principal has been addressing the student for has now. And then the third example in this regard, we are going to use the past participle. They have been punished. They have been punished for their insubordination. They have been punished for their insubordination. So in this situation now, we use a past participle. So they have been punished for their insubordination. So that is that about, pardon me. So that is that about commandment number 7 and commandment number 8. Don't forget, commandments number 7 and 8, they are related. Commandment number 7 says that the verbs that must come before being must be an anomalous verb, which is has, have, or had. And then the verb forms that must come after being must be a present participle or past participle. Okay, so that is that for today's lesson. Please, as usual, if you are new to this channel, kindly click on the subscription button below this video to get notified of more academic lessons like this. And then if you are a returning viewer and subscriber, we say a big thank you for your love and support. We love you as you love us. We'll see you in the next lesson.